All right, welcome to week 5. Let's do a quick run through of this week and the assignments. So Tuesday night, you're going to go ahead and revise your whole analysis letter. So hopefully you got feedback from somebody on the discussion board. Now, there are times where sometimes somebody gets missed, and I hate it that that happens. So far, I haven't figured out a way to make sure and guarantee that it doesn't happen. So I've done everything I can to build in so that everybody hopefully gets reviewed, but there's sometimes somebody that doesn't get reviewed, or a few somebodies. So there are instructions for if you didn't get reviewed in this assignment, what you can do to still get reviewed. And I will, if you get skipped by a classmate, you go and get extra feedback from elsewhere, you'll get extra credit as long as you let me know. Because you got slighted, I'm going to give you extra credit to make up for it. If you go and get other feedback and you let me know, you send me a message and say, listen, I didn't get feedback, so this is what I had to do. And what I'm going to do is what I recommend is that you get a feedback from a writing tutor or a friend or a family member. And then so you just message me and say, hey, I didn't get feedback from a classmate, but I did get feedback from, this writing tutor or my mom or whatever. And then you send me that message and I'll give you extra credit. So hopefully that didn't happen to you, but if it did, hopefully that extra credit will soften the blow a little bit. But you still want to get some feedback, so please do. And then your analysis letter, final draft, will be due Tuesday night. So that's a key due date. That's an important assignment, 100 points. Please get it in by the time it's due if you can, if at all possible, because it does lose 10% every day it's late, which is 10 points. So it's better to turn it in up front than to sit on it for 6 days, revising it more, because then you've lost 60 points. You're only going to get a 40, even if it's really good. So if there's some sort of emergency, which sometimes happens, around this time, reach out to me and maybe we can give you an extension. But let's talk about the circumstances. And I'm always happy to talk about that. Some students think like, well, no, I don't want to make excuses. But if something comes up, if your family member's in the hospital or your power goes out, there's things that happen that justify an excuse, and you don't have to worry, think that that's going to be somehow that you're a lesser or that you shouldn't do that. Just go ahead and make the appeal to me if you think that your circumstances merit it. But if you're just, you just have been procrastinating, then that's not really the same thing. So after that, you have this option to start looking for an article for your next project. You don't have to turn in anything for that, but that's just kind of looking forward to the Thursday assignment. Thursday night, we're going to learn about your next assignment, which is the synthesis article. And we're not going to write this right away. So again, we're going to have several weeks to go over this and draft it and get feedback and revise it. And I like to kind of do things in that process. So you'll look at the next assignment and examples. You're going to find another article and submit a link to it. So this is the same topic, hopefully, unless you totally hate your first topic that you picked. Most of you are going to choose the same topic that you've been writing about for your last paper. Find another article on that same topic that goes against the first article. So we're looking for some disagreement. You're going to submit a link to it and summarize that second source in one paragraph. Post that on the summary peer review board. Saturday night, you'll respond to your peer summaries. You're going to be in different groups this time. I like to mix it up so you're working with different classmates. You're going to learn about the next section of this paper called the similarities and differences section. You'll write that and post that to the discussion board. So key due date, Tuesday night, analysis letter, final draft is due. But this revise your analysis letter, I should say, talk about this for a minute. This is an important quiz. It's a guided revision quiz. And a lot of students kind of blow through it, and then they lose points on their paper because they weren't paying attention to the quiz. So in the quiz, I tell you, check for this, check for these things. You might want to look at this and make sure it doesn't show up in your paper. So if you take this quiz seriously and you spend a good, chunk of time working on this, and I recommend, 3 or 4 hours to revise your paper to do a good job. That's college level revision. Maybe not in high school, but college level, that's what it takes. Spend a good, 3 or 4 hours on this quiz, and you're going to save yourself. You're going to get a better grade. You're going to perform better when you turn in your final draft. So work on that intentionally. Then here's your Thursday assignments and your Saturday. Let me know if you have any questions here or in my Canvas messages or however you want to get a hold of me, and I'm here to support you. Again, you can loop in the writing tutors as we start writing this next paper, or even, if you can book an appointment still, it's not too late to get feedback on your analysis letter if you can book that on Monday or Tuesday during the day. So those are always good options. Have a good week.